Yes. Congratulations to Texas Tech. They earned that. They played well, they hit well, they pitched well. So well deserved. And just extremely proud of this team, who they are first, and what they do second. And it's been a joyous ride. And if you would have ever asked me, I think I've already said this a million times, but we're standing at the World Series as one of the top 3 teams left with a team of 14 newcomers. And I just shared with them in the locker room how much fun I had with them, coaching them, watching them grow, watching them be hungry, watching them never quit. And the amount of rebounded, like extra inning or last inning heroics and come from behind wins has been something incredible. So as much as I need a break, I'm really ready to have them come back and start over again, because I think we learned so much and we're going to be that much better, lessons along the way. But what I hope is that they learned lessons about themselves, and turning from girls to women is really important to this program, and giving them life lessons and versing them in things that will help them throughout life. So it was an emotional, amazing, one of my favorite years of all time, I must say.
Okay, we'll start questions for players, front row left. Ryan.
Ryan Aber from the Oklahoman. Sam, what was this like for you as the game wears on, going head-to-head with Nyjah and what she was able to do, and just what was the emotion as, Abby does what she did there in the top of the 7th, and you've got to go back out there, and just the way that unfolded?
Yeah, I'm really proud of Abby. I thought she did absolutely amazing. I thought she was on Nyjah all day. Hats off to Nyjah. I thought she threw a very good game. And, as the game went on, I just kept telling myself to just to leave it all out there. So that's what I did.
And then what was that moment like afterwards with Jerry? I know obviously y'all are very close. And
yeah. No, it was bittersweet. I wished him luck going forward. I think neither one of us wanted this to be where we met in postseason. So super happy for them. That's a lot of my old teammates, so I'm glad they're getting to experience. I'm glad I had the experience I did here at Oklahoma, and it was definitely God's path for me.
Okay, we'll stay front row left. Jenny.
Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. Ella, Sam, and maybe Sid, if you guys, Sid Barker, if you guys could address this. I mean, obviously you're losing some seniors, but despite the disappointment of this game, I didn't sense a lot of slumped shoulders or, sort of sagging heads. What's the emotion for you guys as this season and this night comes to a close?
I'm just so proud of all this team has accomplished, especially just coming from the fall to now. We've grown so much together, and just to see the amount of growth we've taken as a team, it's just so cool to see where we ended up. And we're never going to give up without a fight, so just being able to overcome that.
I agree with Ella. I think it's hard to get sad in the middle of a game when you know that God already wrote this story. So just relying on him, we knew it was going to turn out exactly how he wanted, and I think they're ready to go next season, and I'm ready to take a break for a minute.
Okay, we'll stay front. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's hard to be sad when you have these girls next to you, no matter wins or losses, like Sam said. So we just really believe that the end is already written, and being here together is a blessing in itself. And like I said, it's really hard to be sad when all we're doing is praising God and giving him the glory and just having fun out here with our best friends.
Okay, front row left, Brady.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. Just, Abby, how much did your previous matchups with Nyjah in the Pac-12 really carry you over into tonight and your confidence going against her?
I felt like I took a lot of it from the past 2 years. I've hit off her a couple of times, but just being able to have my teammates back and knowing that they have mine put a lot of confidence in myself. But yeah, definitely understanding how she throws was in my mind. I was able to kind of use that. But having these girls behind me, it gives you all the confidence in the world, even if you don't know who you're playing. So that's nice.
Okay, front row left, James.
Sid, you always have a good perspective about things, and as you sit here with your teammates and the reflecting and things like that, what's your thoughts on your career at OU and how things ended up today?
I honestly think it was like a very cinematic way to go out. God's presence was shown. I mean, Abby literally came up 0-2 and hit a ball. Like, that is insane. Like, I don't know. I'm still in shock. I think it was a great way to go out, honestly. I'm very proud of this team. Especially, we literally had 14 new players. That is something that you've never seen before. Coming to the World Series, everybody was against us. I mean, we ended up in the semifinals, and I think this team's going to go a long way, regardless of if I'm not here or not. So I'm very proud to end my career like this.
Okay, front row right, Ryan.
Ryan Chapman, Students Outside, Sydney. Coach has talked about this being an incredible experience just for all these new faces, all the returners. What are you going to remember, and what have you and your class learned in year one here about just this whole journey and what it takes to get back to this point?
Yeah, so like Sid Sanders said, having 13, 14 new players on this team, it was miraculous how we all came together and we were able to play together in such a way that we did and have the relationships that we did on and off the field. And regardless of what happened on the field, I think what me and my class and a lot of the young players on this team will remember is how well we all gelled together and how we used our differences and our superpowers to work together. And I think it's awesome that we can learn from our older girls here and just our veterans and our alumni and our coaches and everything of the sort.
Okay, we go third row right in the corner.
Sam, Lauren Marola with The Athletic. The broadcast touched a little bit on you having Jerry Ann's name in your mitt. Can you touch on why that's important to you to have a reminder of her close to you and what your relationship with her was like?
Yeah, I met Jerry Ann a few times while she was a volunteer coach at Louisiana under Coach Glasgow. So, I mean, I got to know her a little bit before she passed away, but I was very close with Coach Glasgow all those years. And just seeing how he was dealing with it, wearing number 12 was how I just helped, in my opinion, helped keep him going. So that's why it was so important to me and just carrying on her legacy. She was an amazing person. So, when I got here and number 12 was taken, I knew that I had to figure out somehow to keep her going, so I got it on my glove.
More questions for players? All right, thank you, players. You're dismissed. You can take your name cards too if you like.
Yes.
All right, we'll start front row right with Eric.
Eric Bailey with Tulsa World. Patty, 4 straight national championships. I know there'll be time to reflect, but this is one of those moments where you don't cry because it's over, but smile because of what happened.
Yes. I haven't felt this in a while, so no one's feeling sorry for me about that, I'm sure. But it's always, you always want to raise a trophy and just celebrate down at Toby Keith's place. That's kind of been our place for the last 4 years. Yeah, I just, I don't know. It's hard to talk about. I'm really excited for the future, but I was really, really pumped for Sid Sanders to have her best softball when it was needed, and it finished that way. Tonight was a tough night for Sam Landry. A lot of emotions for her because of her connection to Louisiana and now them all at Texas Tech. So I was really proud of her because that could have really been a very tough situation. And she made it, she handled it really, really well. There was a lot of emotions going on for her, as you could have already heard. So it's hard to lose. This was the most enjoyable season I've had in a long time. And us as coaches really feel that. everybody kind of jumped on board with us. They believed in what we were saying. They carried on the championship mindset. They grinded on the field every single day. And there's some future superstars on this team, and I'm really excited about that. But they had to grow through Sid Sanders and some of these others that have been around, Ella Parker. We're still going to be a young team next year, but extremely excited about it. I just don't want to think about it right now because this does feel, they've done some miraculous things, and you witnessed one that just happened not long ago with the walk-off with 2 strikes and it being Abby Dayton. So their ability to believe has been unbelievable this season.
Okay, we'll stay front row right to Jesse.
Jesse Crittenden, OU Insider. Patty talked about this being one of your favorite teams, especially with some of these young players, all these newcomers. What impressed you the most about the way they were able to come together and grow and get to this point, and just how much does it mean for this year's group to get back here?
Yeah, it's just absolute trust in each other. And if you would have seen it in September, October, we started to kind of gel a little more in November. But it was still so new, so many things to learn. Still at the end of the season, like, we didn't work on such and such enough. We need to do more of that. And just seemed like time flew so fast, and it just kept going. I mean, I can't even believe the season is over. Normally I'm like, thank God. Let's keep going, because it really was fun to watch them work together and believe together. They never, ever, ever thought that they would lose, ever. And a lot of times they didn't. So, yeah, it's been a wonderful time.
Okay, we'll go front row left here to Brady.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. Just what was it like watching Sam grow this year and basically give every last ounce she had at this World Series?
It was, I just go back to when I was kind of recruiting her out of the portal. And I literally sat at an IHOP with her and made her an offer in Norman with her family. And her mom kind of disappeared and went into the restroom. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, are we yes? Are we no? I don't know. She didn't want to leave her family. Her mom didn't want her to leave, but she knew that this was right. And so it was just, it started off like, yes or no? I mean, come on, what are we doing? And when she said yes, I was so excited about that because I knew Coach Rocha could create something really special. And I think Sam is, no offense to anything or anyone, she's a different pitcher here. And what I loved about her, she's gone through a lot, but her confidence was very, very strong. She maintained it, kind of in and out sometimes, but I can't tell you how fun it was to watch her have that confidence and lead us in that way. So, man, I really have a lot of fun with her. We connect really well, and she's got a very infectious smile, but she's that big of a person. It's all of these guys are just special young women. And Sam got that golden ticket, and she truly thought my career is going to end at OU. And when she got that golden ticket, it was such a big moment for her, and deservingly so. But she's always going to be part of this program. I hope she's not going to go far away, but she's trying to go to med school here soon and try to do it here in Oklahoma.
Okay, we stay front row left with Ryan.
Ryan Aber from the Oklahoman. Patty, just wanted to ask you about the sort of roller coaster ride of emotions there over the last little bit of the game, from being down to the last strike, and Abby obviously jumps on that 0-2 pitch, and having to get refocused there going out in the seventh, and then just the lead up to that final at bat with the talks you were having out there with them.
Yeah, they just, like I said, they continue to believe, and it's just like, get your swing off. You got to get there real quick. Nyjah is unbelievable. She's really, really, really tough, and it was hard to square her up. It was hard to, just make solid contact. So, like I said, as long as they have a swing left, they believe, and they do. And that's proof of it.
Okay, we'll stay left row, front row left. Jenny.
Patty, I got two. You want them at the same time or you want them separate?
I want them at the same time.
First of all, watching the team after the game, it looked like they really didn't want to leave. They were just hanging out. What does that say about the team? And then secondly, Jerry was in here referencing UCLA and John Wooden and talking about what you guys have done.
Oh, goodness.
Obviously, the streak of championships is over, but what you guys have done as a dynasty can carry on. What's just sort of your thoughts about historically and also, building on what's already been accomplished?
Yeah, I appreciate those comments. Not warranted, but appreciated for sure. I don't even honestly think about that. I just do my job. That's all I'm trying to do is just turn girls into women and help them become elite softball athletes, but at the same time, make sure that they learn about life so they become good mothers, they're good daughters, they're good friends, that they just try to live the right way and do the right things. And those are the lessons that are going on that are probably more important to me than wins and losses. Like, I want them to walk away and say, I'm equipped for anything. I can handle this. I can handle anything. And losing is not fun, but losing is life. We all lose at something. And it's hard, but it's lessons learned from it. And I think that's probably what's most important for me is that these guys leave with something to take with them for the rest of their lives.
Okay, we go front row right, Ryan.
Ryan Chambers, as an aside, Coach, you've talked about the experience gained on this stage and how important that'll be, but how crucial is it to have so much turnover and it still feels like the tenets of your program, the hard work, the mindset, all that have maintained and are embedded again as you are able to turn the page and go forward?
Well, I look at the front row of these crazy athletes that we had last year that have been winning championships because they've got their rings on them and they're just flashing it out there. And they're proud of it, but they're here and they're supporting this next movement. And I can hear Riley Boone. Oh my gosh, I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she has a voice left, but they're running around with signs and they're loving our team. They love this team and they want to help them however they can during the game. Shay Knighton's here. I just see Kaylee Clifton. They're all around. They're all helping out, but they're just very prideful and they feel it as much as anyone. It's very fun for them to watch them carry on their legacy, but it's not their legacy anymore. This is a new legacy that's starting, and that's something that we talked about in our locker room.
Okay, we've got two more. Third row left in the corner, Chris.
Hey, Patty, Chris Williams from News 9 OKC. I can stand.
No, it's good.
Looking at the back of his head. I know the expectations are so high, and there's the disappointment right now, but how important will it be for you to make sure these girls understand how special the things they did this year were with the conference championship and then all the way the run here in OKC?
Okay, I've said this to you before. I need someone to celebrate with. We got a trophy, all right. Like, it is the most, confusing thing for me. I've never seen them dogpile or do anything like that, but today was the first time I've seen them cry, and that was not the emotion that I wanted to see. It happens, it comes with it, but they just have a crazy expectation of greatness, and it happened so fast. And we're sitting in the locker room, and I'm looking at Ilana, and I'm looking at Gabby, and they're sitting next to each other, and they used to, early in the season or like in January, they were still trying to connect as a middle, And now they're sitting together and they're holding hands, crying while I'm talking. And I'm like, just looking around at some of these connections and just like, the growth was so fast and so furious, but so beautiful to watch. It really, really was. So, I don't know, it was pretty amazing. I'm lost at words because it was so far beyond anything that I thought this season would be like, and so incredibly proud of them. And if we would have won the national championship, I still don't know if they would celebrate. I don't know, and hopefully we'll know again sometime soon.
Okay, last one, third row in the right in the corner.
Coach Lauren Rolla with The Athletic. What is the strategy behind maintaining a powerhouse program amid this new transfer portal and NIL era?
Quite honestly, getting players in your program that are 100% bought in and that are 100% behind the program, the coaches, teammates, etc. This day and age, I think there's a lot of, I'm not playing here, I'm going somewhere else, that's fine. Didn't bother me at all. I wish anybody ever, like I've never tried to stop anyone if they're ever trying to leave, because I want them to find what they want. And if it isn't here, then it isn't here. And I'm not trying to read into anything. I'm just saying that the right people need to be in your program, giving everything they have. So can I go in the soapbox for 1 second, please, everyone? Because I'm old enough, I don't care what anyone thinks anymore. This isn't going to be a bad thing. I see Joe. Don't worry, Joe. This isn't going to be bad. And I'm not saying it. Look, I've been in this tournament enough, and there's one thing that has to change, and I've got to say it out loud, and I hope the committee is going to look at this. If we are all about women's athletics and women's sports and rah-rah, do not make us play double headers to get to a national championship series. Do not do that. Don't do that. They don't do it in baseball. It should not happen. So if we were to win, or if Texas Tech were to lose and they made it all the way here undefeated, if they were to lose to us and then we have to play another game right after, that is not fair. It's not fair to them more than it is not fair to us, because we didn't get there on the road. They did. But we've got to make changes. We've got to put money into this. People will watch. They'll come back and they'll watch the next day. I believe that they will, because this is one of the most watched championships in any sport. It's softball is one of the top. So why wouldn't you want to come back and watch that if game? Or would you rather watch us have zero energy left and you're not able to throw your best because you're just trying to scrap it together? It's unfair for the athletes at this high level. So that is my soapbox. Please, let's try to change that. Even if it's going to cost a little bit of extra money, these athletes deserve it. And thank you all very much. Thank you for listening.
There you go. That'll wrap things up.
Thank you, guys.
A reminder, Texas, we'll talk at noon tomorrow on Texas Tech. We'll talk at 12:30. Thank you.